This is me, Temple. Wife, mother of 3 beautiful children, wonderful family, and lots of friends. In 2009, from January to March, I spent 3 separate occasions in a hospital, over 10 ER visits, had my gallbladder removed, and had H. pylori twice. In April 2009, I found out that I was pregnant with my daughter, who I truly believe saved my life. In January of 2009, I weighed 125 pounds. By April of 2009, I was down to 95 pounds. Once I found out I was pregnant, everything changed. I felt like every symptom that I ever had of being sick was gone. December the 7th, 2009, my beautiful Bella was born. From 2010 to 2013, I concentrated on taking care of my children, taking care of my husband, started school to be a school teacher, but I always had stomach problems. Over those 3 years, I was told so many different diagnoses: gastritis, bile reflux, IBS, needed to go to a psychologist. So many tests, but nothing ever seemed to work. It seemed to get better, but then it got worse. And every time it got worse, I thought it couldn't get any worse. January 2014, I weighed 125 pounds. As a family, we all decided that we were going to try to start eating healthier and exercising. I could eat pretty good in the mornings, but as the day went on, I was in so much pain and nauseated that I threw up almost every single day. Some days more than once. I went to the ER numerous times in January because of the pain and the dehydration, and I finally got my primary doctor to refer me to a gastro specialist. The gastro specialist ran test after test, tried so many different things, but nothing was working. I continued to lose weight, and by the end of January, I was 118 pounds. February of 2014, still getting sick, still going to the emergency room. My gastro specialist said he was running out of things for me to test for, but a lot of the symptoms matched something called gastroparesis. He said he was almost positive there was no way I could have that because I didn't meet any of the criteria. So he scheduled a test called a gastric emptying study. The 3rd week in February, I had the test. February 28th, I was told that I had gastroparesis. I was told there was no cure, very few treatments, and just let's see what we can do to make the symptoms better. From March to May, I continued to lose weight. Down to about 103 pounds. I was going to the emergency room every week, sometimes twice a week. We tried so many different tests, treatments, options. Nothing was working. Continued to lose weight. Doctor said there's something called a gastric pacemaker, but let's not even think about that. Let's just keep trying with the different medications. In June of 2014, I was down to 100 pounds. I begged my doctor, please do something. In June 2014, they put in a feeding tube to hope to build up my strength so that I could go in for the surgery to have the gastric pacemaker put in. July 2014, down to 98 pounds, fighting with my insurance company to get the gastric pacemaker. My hair was falling out. Everything was getting worse every day. Finally, insurance decided they would cover the gastric pacemaker. Surgery for my pacemaker was scheduled for the end of July. The day of surgery, I was down to 97 pounds. The doctor said it could take up to 6 months to see any results from the pacemaker, but I really wanted it to work. After that, I still continued to lose weight, down to 96 pounds. The pacemaker wasn't working. The pain was getting worse. They decided that They would turn it off to see if it was the pacemaker, and the pain was still there with the pacemaker off. Doctors determined my body was rejecting it. My very last option in this treatment was to have 85% of my stomach removed. Thus began the fight with my insurance company to get that approved. It was finally approved for November. November 6th, 2014, 95 pounds. Had the gastric pacemaker removed, 85% of my stomach removed, and 3% of my small intestine removed. Sadly, they were not able to place a new feeding tube. My small intestine would no longer support it. 6 days, I was in the hospital. Seventh day, I finally got to go home. Those are the 7 longest days of my entire life. December 2014, still losing weight. The doctor said that was normal after this type of surgery, but was hopeful. February 2015, down to 89 pounds. Still going to the ER, trying to get in to see a pain management specialist, working on the diet, see what would work, see what I could have without getting sick, but still getting sick every day. Fast forward, September 2015, up to 95 pounds, going to my pain management specialist, which is somewhat working, going to my gastro specialist so we can try different things. But prior months to this, I started having other really bad symptoms. Muscle pain, joint pain, swelling, fatigue. October, I was down to 95 pounds and found out that I also have lupus. So what's next for me? I will keep fighting. I will keep sharing. These will not beat me. Please join me in this journey.